This is a warning for the decade ahead. So what I would like to speak about this evening, and please communicate with me, send me messages if you resonate, if you've got anything to say. Okay, what I would like to speak about is standing up for yourself and open enemies. Blessings, Deborah. Wagwan goddess. How you doing? How you doing, girl? Walton Cherry. What's up, goddess? I haven't seen you in ages. Blessings. Okay. So I'm here to talk about standing up for yourself and open enemies, okay? So I am going to do some readings, but that's not the main reason why I'm here. I'm actually here just to have a discussion. You know what we're like. We like to have a little chat. And I was just processing a few things, and my ancestors have been all over me. Like some days I've been feeling quite heavy, some days I've been feeling great, but every day there's been some breakthrough, some information coming through, some guidance, some blessings. So I've just been rolling with it, okay? And one of the things that I'm being asked to speak on is standing up for yourself and open enemies, okay? So what are open enemies, okay? Open enemies are generally enemies that are known to you, okay? It's like a known enemy. And in astrology, usually your open enemies, it would be represented by sixth house energy. So as a Leo rising, my sixth house is Aquarius. So now we're in Aquarius season. I am literally in my astrological season where I really think about relationships, all relationships, friendships, intimate relationships, work relationships, partnerships, the whole thing. And I kind of like work out, am I on the right path? Is this what I want? Or are there some changes that I need to make? And we all go through this every year, depending on where your sixth house is. You're going to find that you're going to be in that space. Okay. Thank you, Deborah. I love having you. I love the support. I love your vibe. Okay. So yeah, so that's so in addition to the sixth house representing the relationships that you want, it can also represent the relationships that you don't want, your enemies. Do you get what I'm saying? Can your family be open enemies? Absolutely. Anybody can be an open enemy. Your child, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle. Now, what happened with me is I had a very dysfunctional family, and my motto in the family used to be the buck stops with me, which kind of meant the foolishness that you lot are keeping up, yeah, in your separate pockets, the gossiping, the backbiting, the this and the that. Once it comes to me, the buck stops with me, because I'm not going to be going to this person, going to that person. But what I will do is check the person coming to me. So I earned that reputation in my family, in my immediate family and in my extended family. I wasn't the person, if you wanted to like gossip about someone else in the family, if you wanted to like air all your grievances against someone in the family, I was not the person to come to. You would have to go to someone who had a more shadier character, okay? So what happened is that I learned, and we all do, okay? I learned a lot of very serious lessons within my immediate family and within my extended family. And they were powerful lessons. But unfortunately, what happened is, as I started to journey through life, I forgot that the lessons that I learned within the family network were the global lessons that I would continue to learn if I didn't master those areas. Do you get what I'm saying? So the way how I responded to my family to kind of keep them in their respectful places, yeah, was essentially the same way how I was responding to other relationships to keep people in their places. But what happened is as I grew and as I learned, you know, we're learning, we're growing, I went through a blind spot. I will definitely say to you that from like 2013 to about 2017, I was going through a complete blind spot. So I was blind not only to the actions of other people, I was blind to what my responses were. I was in my own shadow. I'm not shadow as in my darker self, or that what we call shadow. I literally couldn't see everything that was going on. Greetings, Bianca, Wagwan, goddess, you're good in the place, right? So during that time, so I'm just going to chart from 2010 to 2020, okay? So we've had a decade, and many of us, we've been blessed to live out the whole decade. Whether we've been up, whether we've been down, it's been a whole decade, okay? within that decade, I feel like the first few years I was quite aware, but the last few years I was quite unconscious. And as a result of that unconsciousness that I was experiencing, whether it was astrological, whether it was, whatever it was, I accepted certain things that I wouldn't have accepted had they happened in my family group. But remember what I said, the family group gives you those lessons and you need to learn those lessons so you can go out into the world. So if there's a lesson that's come up in the family that you've dealt with and you find that that same type of issue is coming up outside of the family and you're not able to deal with it, that energy is going to keep repeating itself until you can show your soul, show the universe, oh, I get it now. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like if you don't learn something, it will keep repeating itself. Even if you refuse to learn it in this life, when you come back in the next life, you're right back on the learning mat. Okay, so bear in mind I'm talking about enemies, open enemies. And one sister did ask me, can open enemies be in your family? And I would say absolutely, open enemies can be any single person that you know. Now, we're not talking about institutions, we're talking about human beings. Okay, so yeah, last decade, like the last six, from 2013 to 2017, 18, 19, right? There was some stuff that went down. And because of my lack of experience, because of me still getting to know myself, because of me not understanding what was going on, because I was still getting to know who I was, because I was still developing my relationship with my ancestors, I didn't respond in the way that was necessary for me to master that thing. Okay? And so I'm going to use this space to cultivate a claim that I'm putting forward to cover the rest of my decade and actually to cover the rest of my life. So hear what I'm saying. Watch me getting serious now. Anybody who wants to be an enemy of me, and first of all, I am nobody's enemy. That's the first thing. First things first. I am nobody's enemy. I do not put myself as an enemy of someone else. I do not see myself as being in a fight in opposition with someone else. I do not decide to be an enemy of anybody. And people who have me as their enemy, they've made themselves enemies of mine, need to also understand that just because you've made yourself an enemy towards me and my well-being doesn't mean that I'm your enemy. I don't give a fuck about you. This is the truth. I'm a Leo, right? Leos focus on themselves. Once I realize that our connection isn't flowing in the way how it feels beautiful to me, I'm going to take myself out of the picture. What I'm not going to do is build up animosity, enmity towards you, war towards you. Why? Because I don't care anymore. However, what I've realized is not everyone is like that. And this brings me to the seriousness of this discussion. Not only is not everyone like that, not only is not everyone able to let bygones be bygones, know that some relationships are just for a season and move on with their life. Unfortunately, some people, wherever they are in their life cycle, whatever they've come to the planet to learn, they're moving like demons. And yes, I said it. Now, why would I call someone a demon? Now, I read cards, yeah, for thousands of people within a year. Within 1 year, I do at least 1,000 readings. People all over the world, people of all colors, all genders, all class. I read for billionaires. I read for the working class. I read for everybody. I read for people who own conglomerates. Like literally, like the range of people who I read for, you'd be quite surprised. I read for celebrities who you would never guess. You get what I read for everyone. And this is an issue that comes up. It's called spiritual self-defense and spiritual self-protection. Now, before I had my daughter, I thought that I loved myself. But when I saw what I was willing to do for my daughter, some things that I wasn't willing to do for myself, yeah, I realized, raw, she's really come here to teach you how to love yourself. Because in a way, you love her more than you love yourself, because you know, you'll do more for her and you'll put yourself to the side. And I know we define parenthood as that, but sometimes that's not really where it's at. Do you get what I'm saying? So when it comes to having open enemies, sometimes the enemy is someone's been an enemy through their mouth. They're spreading rumors about you. They're speaking ill of you. Or they could be doing it on social media. They're bullying you. They're putting up stuff. Or they could physically, you could have a physical fight with someone. Okay? I get all of that. What I don't get are people who, because they've had a fallout with someone, decide to go and do rituals, whatever magic rituals, to put spiritual attack on other people. And that's what I'm actually here to talk about. That's what I'm here to talk about. Open enemies. Open enemies aren't always the guy down the road that you don't like. Open enemies are oftentimes people who you don't know are your enemy, and for whatever reason they are doing, meaning it's anti-God. It's nothing to do with God. It's nothing to do with the Most High. It's nothing to do with anything clean, divine, or pure. Okay? It's coming from an ugly, contorted, distorted place. Now, what I realized in the last decade, is that I had a sister who I thought was and I'm going to talk it out because my ancestors said I must come talk about this. I had a sister. I met her through my partner that I was with. I don't know what happened. But some blessings hit my life and I went traveling. And when I came back from those travels, the whole landscape of England and my relationships as I knew it had shifted. And it took me about 2 months to live into what these changes were, because no one came to me and said, you know what, things have changed. No one said anything. But I had to live into it and see that this person's avoiding me. This person's not talking to me. This person's not picking up the phone. What's going on? Got to my bed at night. I'm feeling so down. You get me? Like, these are my sisterins. What's going on? What is going on? And then I said, you know what? I'm going to talk to the ancestors about this. And I did that. And the same day that I talked to the ancestors about it, all the stuff started to come out. And basically someone came to me and told me what my friend essentially was, 1, saying about me, 2, doing to destroy my business, and 3, what rituals she was doing, literally spiritual rituals to hurt me and my family. And how did I respond to that? I kept my head down. I said my prayers. I focused on my business. I never contacted the person again. I didn't know what had happened that had caused the problem. But essentially what I did is I kept my head down. Things were going wrong. Things were going off. I kept my head down. I said my prayers. I focused on my ancestors and the Most High, the Orisha, the Neteru. I kept my head down and I prayed. And I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken that someone could do that. I was heartbroken that I could love somebody as a sister. Because if I love you, whether you're my man, you're my parent, you're my sister, love is love. And I was really shocked that I could love someone that was essentially an evil person. And I was also shocked that people were doing shit like that, because at that time I had just become a yoga teacher. I wasn't even reading tarot yet. Literally, I had no idea that people did rituals against other people. Yes, I was brought up in Jamaica. I was brought up in roots and culture. I didn't know anything about Obia or any of those things. So I genuinely did not have a clue. Okay? And as the time passed, more things started to come out. So more people started to come to me. People that I had referred to this sister, and clients, friends, started to come back to me. This is what she said. And I'm like, damn, what happened? What happened that went from you hollering at me and be like, hey, what's good? You good? What happened to now you're trying to spiritually attack me. You're trying to spiritually attack my man. You're trying to spiritually attack my daughter. You're trying to spiritually attack my business. Now, oftentimes we don't come online and speak about these things. And I am not doing it to be inflammatory. What I am doing is I am setting the standard for this decade coming forward, because I have obviously had that experience, seen what's happened, learned a lot. My ancestors won't stop talking to me about it. Some of my ancestors are not happy about how I responded to it. Not just about what they did, But they're like, but do you know who your granddad is? Do you know who your grandma is? Do you know who Miss Ivy is? And so it's been an ongoing thing that won't go away. What's up, Andrea? Julie says, been in a similar situation and it backlashed. Okay, this is always going to be a backlash, because here's another thing I want to say really clearly. I don't care what I've come on this platform and have said before. A lot of people in England, yeah, and in America, you lot are on this witch thing. I'm a witch. I'm a witch. That's all you lot on. Hear what I'm saying. I am not a witch. I am a daughter of the Most High. That is my blessing. That is my gift. That is my protection. And for you bitches out there that's been doing the stuff that you've been doing and wondering how come she's still standing, because you have a right to be wondering that, because you've been doing, remember that I am not a witch. I am a daughter of the Most High. Whatever name you want to call the Most High, that's who I am. I belong to the divine kingdom. That is what my surname means. My surname is Heru. Heru means belonging only to that which is above. That's actually my legal surname. Okay? So, my ancestors, they were talking about it. It's been quite a few years. I thought it was a done and dusted situation. I thought I left the country. I left England 2 years ago. I hope you don't like my hair, by the way. I did it myself. It's crochet braid. And I've got this for my revolutionary energy. Anyway, left the country. Go on new. Basically, me take on a whole new life. A whole new life. So what really surprised me, and I'm going to just start calling names and I'm going to be very open. What really surprised me was this. Give thanks and praises to the Most High. I'm going to talk some serious thing to you lot now. Okay. And I'm feeling emotional, not because but because I'm going to mention my sister. I only have one blood sister. She passed away last year. My sister, she was going through a lot of illness, a lot of depression. It broke my heart. It broke a lot of people's hearts. And consequently, the plans that I had for what I was going to do when I was in England, those plans changed. And I can see my eyes, I'm tearing up. Because there's so many things about my sister that I want to explain to you lot. But what's happened is, because it's so heavy and because there are so many details to it, I feel like I don't even know where to start. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, where do we start with this situation? How do I explain to you lot why I'm grieving so much? How do I explain that it's not just because she's passed away, and it's not just because, and it's not, you get what I'm saying? There's a lot of things. Hold on, let me wipe my eye. You see if my tears them start fall, you know Serena gonna fall. Come here and try and go daughter. Alright. So it's good for the liquor tears, because I know we all got some tears that need to come out as well. Okay. So what happened was, I had advertised a teacher training that was going to take place on October, sometime in October. But when my sister passed away, I had no idea it was going to have that impact on me. And the level of darkness that I experienced, not just because, but basically no one told us. We found out on Facebook. Her sister, who is not my sister, set up a wake and didn't invite anyone. We went to the wake, and you know what happened at the wake? You know. And this one, like, I don't even want to go into the details. As you can tell, it was very dark. It was a very dark time. And being who I am, I just tend to, like, you know what, let me just focus on myself. Push come to shove, I realized that I wasn't going to be able to do the teacher training in October. So I contacted a few of the students and I said, hey, it's either you do it later on or you come to Jamaica next year and do it with me. Thank you, Anne. Thank you, Bianca. Thank you all so much. And it's okay if I'm crying. It's okay. If you love someone and you have, you know, you're going to feel away. It's okay. So I changed the time of my teacher training, which I did announce, because I was actually like, raw. My mind can be as robust as it wants to be. My heart is not, I don't want to teach no one, basically. I don't want to talk. I don't want to teach. I'm not interested. I can't do this. And it was shocking because I come from a performing arts background. I'm used to pushing myself. You know, the show must go on. And it's like the show is not going nowhere. So I cancelled. So let's go back to the story because you're probably wondering, how does this link? So this is the background. I cancelled the training, or I postponed it. And then I started spending a lot of time on my own, in my house. Anyone who knows me, I had no guests. I didn't invite anyone. No one came to see me. I stayed in the house. I did me. Okay? One of my sister-ins started reaching out to me and saying, you know what, Lenea? I know you just come over from Jamaica. Because I thought I was going to be going out about meeting my sister-ins, meeting my brethrens. But with the death that happened, I just wasn't up for it anymore. So my sister was like, you know, come on, come out the house, basically. Let's go out. So, beautiful sis. So she took me to an event, and that was a good event. They played some reggae, I danced, you know, and it was good for me because I was grieving, essentially. And I wasn't just grieving my sister, I was grieving my whole family because my sister's passing amplified the fact that my family is just totally lost to the system. And even though sometimes I feel like, okay, I'm with that, I get it. When people start dropping out, it starts to trigger you like, okay, all right. So then another event came up, and actually I could see the sister needed some help. So she asked me to help her. I said I'd help. I'm like that. I'm a Leo. I'm not watching your thing. I can help you and take care of myself, basically. So I went to her event. Her name is Tasha Amenti. You all know her. Most of you know her. She's a singer. Beautiful singer, beautiful soul. Went to her event, and I basically, because I'm not always in the country, I wanted to make sure she had a certain level of support. Now listen to this story. Listen to it good enough. Listen. I could see when she was doing her events that she didn't have the merchandising support that she needed. And I don't know if you know, but I've been there, done that. I know how to do everything when it comes to merchandise, doing shows, the whole thing. I know what your table should look like. I know what you need on the table. So I gave her some advice, and I said to her, you know what, my daughter, she's a big woman. I know you lot don't know, but if you ever need someone to do some serious work for you, call my daughter. She knows how to do almost everything. Literally, she grew up with me. Like, she's been doing stuff she's been selling music from she was 5, okay? So I brought my daughter and her sister, who's my daughter's father's first child, yeah? Beautiful Tanika, because she's my daughter too. I brought them to the event. And I trained my daughter at the time how to manage the table for this artist to ensure that this artist could get the support that she needs when I'm not around, because I can't always do that. Okay, and I'm not always even in the country, as you full well know. All right, then. So I'm at the event, yeah? And I'm behind the table. I've trained my daughter. Everybody's in the event. This feel like I took a drop out. Everybody's in the event watching Janine. I'm outside because it was the Janine show. So that I'm doing the merchandising outside. Okay. I see one sister walk past. It's the same sister I've been talking to you about. It's the sister that we were friends, and then she started to spiritually attack me. She tried to attack my man, all different types. Okay. So it was her. So I'm a Leo, right? You see, if I haven't done you nothing, yeah, and I know that I haven't done nothing to you, I don't have any reason to have animosity towards you. We would have had to have had a fight or an argument. You really would be more feeling like having animosity towards me than me, you. So I saw her walk past, and it was the side of her face like this, yeah? And I said, you look beautiful. Now stick a pin. Today I said to my daughter, that's why my ancestors were upset, because that was the time when I should have, listen, I'm not advocating, I'm just going to say what I'm going to say. That was a time when I should have come out and literally out, because she has made herself an open enemy, and I'm moving like she's not an open enemy. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm moving like she's not an open enemy because I've got more grace for some reason, because ultimately I'm not her enemy. Hey, Erin. Leos move like royalty. We can't help it. And sometimes it's good for us, sometimes it's not good, right? Do you get me? So anyway, so I saw her from the side and I said, you look beautiful. And I thought, right, your heart is clean, because you know that girl's a devil, and look what you just said to her, right? So she goes, she does the righteous. She did that. She walked on. So later on in the evening now, I see her coming from another angle. So she's coming towards me. So before she was like that, now she's face on. As I see her coming, I'm like, what's wrong with you, Lenea? This girl is physically beautiful as we all are. She's beautiful. She's hot, right? She looks beautiful. But I saw in her face something that wasn't to do with the physical beauty, and it was to do with the ugly stuff that she's been doing, not just to me, because since then I find out that this girl's been doing juju on a whole bag of people, and I'm that woman who will stand up and say, come, let's have a public conversation about open enemies. Seeing as you want to put yourself in the space as being my open enemy, remember that it's not just me, and I have a whole bag of ancestors too. When you're taking us on, remember it's not just me, bare people, that way, that way, okay? Let me continue. Okay, so this is what happened. You don't have to listen. I'm trying to hurry up, but there's a few things I have to say. So about a week later, I go on Facebook. We're not friends on Facebook. We're not friends on Instagram. She's an open enemy. I put a post on Facebook that is got the Orisha Elegua. It's like, it's got a picture of a man. His face is split. One side's red, one side's black. Okay? And my caption says, I went to an event the other day. I saw an old-time sister. I said to her, wow, you look beautiful. Later on in the event, I see her from another angle, and I realize that what I'm seeing in her face is not beautiful. And that's the result of what she's been doing. I never mentioned nobody's name. I never mentioned nothing. You could read that post. You would not know who I was talking about. Kasamitan. You get me? All right. I must say one day go pass. Me get up one morning. Me see one notification on the phone. The notification I say, somebody comment on the post. One man who is a friend of mine on Facebook who I don't know, because I am an artist and I did set up Facebook for my artistry, and so I don't know everyone on my Facebook. So this man who I already came on the live, see, this is the thing. I came on the live and I spoke about the man, but I didn't tell the truth, the full story. I just mentioned the man. And that's because I'm not acknowledging my open enemies. So the man comes on the post and he says, you're so evil, you were seeing yourself. So me, I said, who that? Who is that? So I run to the man's profile. Charlene remembers. Run to the man's profile. Now, you aren't going to believe this story I'm about to tell you, you know. You're not going to believe it. And this is, I am just a child of the Most High. I am not a witch. I am not nothing. I'm a child of the Most High, and my gift is my connection to the Most High and the spiritual kingdom. This, what happened, was all to do with the spiritual kingdom, okay? Because them are show me something. So this guy come and him say what him say. So me decide say, hear me I say, me's a big woman, you know, me's a 37-year-old woman. My daughter is 19 this year. A long time, and I have no time for that. Anybody who want to come on my post and run up their mouth, I'm going to say something about it. Let me speak properly. I'm so sorry. Blah. Anybody that comes on the, basically anyone that's coming for me, I'm going to come back for you. I'm not just going to take it. I'm not a Christian. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to be a Christian out here. So I want to have a conversation, and this is a little bit of a, but for the first time in months, that's why I didn't even know that woman's name. I've never seen her post anything. And then she said to me, I came onto Facebook, I looked on the live, and I saw you, who I've never spoken to, speaking about my man, who I just mash up with, because he's a waste man. I'm like, really? What are the hell to me, like the kind of man that's not looking after his children? Because I know that men that look after their children don't have time to be running down some woman that they don't know's post on Facebook. So I said, go and look after your picnic them. You hear me I say? And low me. Right here. I will tell me if I say so. You know what happened? You lot wait for this. Do you don't know what happened? Someone started to message me on Facebook. And I could see that they were messaging me about what I had posted. But I didn't know who that person was either. And I was not interested because I don't need no one to fight my battles. Come, he's a big Leo. So the person messaged me and then I say, I hope you're not upset. I hope you're not upset. And I'm thinking, who is that? So I ignored them. And I never even opened the message. I just saw it come up and ignored it. And then the next day I said, you know what? Let me go see who that was. Because I'd calmed down. Yeah, because I got emotions. Yeah, I do. So I calmed down, yeah. When me go look, when I went and had a look, the woman is saying to me, it's a woman, right? So the woman is saying to me, basically, in a nutshell, she wants to know, how do I know that that man is such a whatless baby father? And I said, you know what? I'm just going to be honest. I don't know that man from nowhere. I don't know that. I just said it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that. I just said it. He seems like a waste man. He got time to be troubling someone like me. And then the woman said to me, oh my God, are you a seer? And I said, well, sorry, I said, well, I read energy, but yeah, I'm a seer, but I don't know about that. We're all seers. We all have dreams. We all have them gifts. So I was like, why? And she said, basically she said to me, this dude, his clothes are packed up in her yard. This is her man. Not only is this her man, she's got two picnic for him. And what? That man is a waste man and he doesn't look after his children. And she was like, she never uses Facebook. What happened was there was some engineer, something to do with some boiler one fix, and she had to spend the day at home and she was bored. And she said, you know what? Let me just go on Facebook for the first time in months. That's why I didn't even know that woman's name. I've never seen her post anything. And then she said to me, I came onto Facebook, I looked on the live, and I saw you, who I've never spoken to, speaking about my man, who I just mash up with, because he's a waste man. I'm like, really? What are the ancestors? What are the ancestors up to today? I was like, there's a missing link. Something don't add up in this picture. Why is your man, he's your man, he's your baby father, right? Why is he coming on my post to cuss me about a post that I've made where I haven't even mentioned anyone's name or tagged anyone? You want to know why? Do you want to know why? Do you want to know why that man came to my post? Because he was the same girl from the event. That man was giving this woman that was messaging me bun, and that's why she had left him. That's why she had packed up all of the bags to send him to the other woman. I'm posting about the other woman and the man she's sleeping with. What the hell is this? Big people. The man she's sleeping with is sniffing. You know why? Because that girl, she watches my page even though we're not friends. And what she did is she saw the post. She knew it was about him. She couldn't comment because we're not friends. Even though you don't have to be friends, I don't think, to comment on my post. But what she did is she sent her little Igor. You know what name Igor? Igor is like a sorcerer's send out who you send to the shop to go and get ingredients. You know that film, Igor, the animation? The guy that came on my post that I mentioned, Thomas, I put this on YouTube because hear what? Yeah, I'm getting ready for you, our open enemies. He was sleeping with the woman from the event, but he's really with this woman who's messaged me in the inbox. She's fed up of them having an affair. She's kicking him out. I'm like, whoa, you think that this me come to England for? This is too much susu. It's too much mix up. I'm not interested and I'm too damn cute for that. So I said, damn. Okay, so what I did, I never mentioned the lady because I'm not moving correct. You see what I'm saying? I'm not moving correct. So what I did is that I came on the live and I basically shouted out that man like he wasn't an eagle. I think I said, I know who sent you, but I never mentioned that person's name. Okay? Okay, so bear in mind, this was all around the event. Come back to the event and come back to my friend who invited me to the event. Because you see, when you're ready for step on my head, make sure so you can step on it good. Make sure come in or dep on them something there. Gotta calm down. Okay, let's go back to the event. So the sister who I was supporting at the event, about 6 weeks passed. And I had already said to her, when I saw that woman at the event, I had already said to her, me and that woman ain't in a nothing. And the reason why I said it to her is because, can you believe that from this woman decided she's not talking to me in 2014, she has been strategically contacting people who I am associated with and her friends. So say, for example, Anne, say, for example, I keep commenting on your Facebook post. That gal will contact you or get one of her sisterins to contact you and say, you should stay away from Lenea Heru. The first person who told me that was my anchor, okay? She told me, and I'm not mixing my words, you know. Because you see, anyone who wants to walk on my head, walk on it good. She called me and she told me that one of the sisterins called her and was kind of just saying, like, how are you doing? You know, like a general conversation. And then next thing, the conversation shifted and it was like, oh, you need to be careful who you're being friends with. And my anchor was like, well, who? And the lady was like, Lenea Heru, calling out my beautiful name out of their dirty mouth. You understand? All right. This was going on for years. So much so, my ancestor said to me, shut down your Facebook. That's all this a page so big enough. Come with the other Facebook, I'ma shut it down, I'ma merge it with my page and got rid of all those bad blood people. And then I started the Facebook again. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why, you know, the page was really like a profile and a page merged together. All right. So I saw this was going on, and what had happened is, because I had genuinely loved this sister and because I didn't really know, like I didn't know for a fact what was wrong, I just kind of internalized all of it, and it really hurt me. And I stopped mixing with people. I stopped going out. I was afraid of women because I couldn't believe that someone could be so kind and, you know, like just seem to have a genuine relationship, a genuine sisterhood. And the next thing, my man, who was, I can't believe I just said that, but he's telling me that she's looking him. We were both friends. We were all friends, but she's saying to him, you know, anytime you want something, you can come to me, right? So it was happening all over. I went traveling, I came back, it was just happening all over. Clients that I sent to her, friends that I sent to her, a friend that we had in Egypt, she went and stayed with her and abused the girl in Egypt. So let me continue back to the event. So I had said to my friend, hear what? Me and that sister ain't two in or nothing, right? Okay, cool. But my Egon, that's ancestors, said to me, that woman's going to say something to your friend, so just wait for it. So I waited, and I waited, and I waited, because she's not saying nothing. Waited, and I waited, and then one day, boy, I don't know, this always happens. People try and keep some secret from me, and in the middle of a conversation, my Egon will say something to them that will force them to talk. And then my friend Tashai was like, I got something to tell you. Here we go again. How many friends have to come and say to me, I've got something to tell you, open enemy. And what she said to me is that when the lady saw me helping her at her event, opening for Janine, when I, Lenea Heru, was the first black female singer in the UK to ever open for Janine, remember that? She told my friend, you need to stay away from Lenea because you've got something that she wants. And then she gave my friend a spiritual bath and said, take this. And I said to my sister, and I've been waiting for you to talk. I was wondering why you weren't going to say nothing, because I know that girl. I know who she is. I know how she moves. But what it is, she's become comfortable with everybody. Imagine, I leave the country. I left England in 2018. We stopped talking in 2014. And 2019, you're still talking to people about me. So Amenti, whether the Ross you want to call yourself these days, you have made yourself an open enemy of mine. I am not your enemy. I don't care about you. I couldn't care less. But you, Amenti, you have created so much disease, iniquity, evil, negativity. You have sought to destroy me and my family, and you will never prevail because I am not a witch. I am a child of the Most High, and my ancestors love me. I don't do magic. You don't ever see me put no post about doing no on Facebook. You ever see me I taught them something there? Me no know who feel like say them can do me something again. But anytime ready, make you know from now, right? Me have to talk good, because I can't even talk good. Me make you know from now. Whatever you do it good. Because I now keep that secret for none of you. Imagine from 2014, 2015, me I keep this as secret. And me not say nothing. Why? I never did nothing. Why? Why? And you see, my daughter is a young woman. You think I'm going to be taking you not doing that? I'm not going to talk about it? Really? Really? Do it then. Any of y'all. You see like how I'm big and bold. I come on the internet and I call out whose name it is. And everyone's going to run and say whatever. Hear what I'm saying. My name is Lenea Akida Haru. I am the daughter of Yvette Saunders and Kenton Sims. I'm the granddaughter of Wesley Saunders, Ripley Saunders, Ivy Williams, Rupert Sims. I'm the great... Don't let me call out all my Egan's name on the live. That's what I'm saying. Don't let me call out all my ancestors' name on the live. I am sick and I am tired and I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not a witch. I'm a child of the Most High. That's my blessing. That's my gift. I've had so much loss in my life and I do my best to stay right for me and my child. Anyone I know will feel like say you want to put yourself as my open enemy, hear me I say, do it good. Because you see Spice is a dancehall artist and she's a Leo and she's Jamaican. And it's one thing Spice show me say, when people start disrespect her, she don't hover in the corner. Because of peace and love and trying to do the right thing. She stands up, she gets on her Instagram and she says, who mess with me. And she does, and people don't like her feeds. But hear what? Y'all will never like me for nothing I do. If you don't like me, there is nothing I can do or say or be that's going to make you like me. And I don't want you to like me if you don't like me. My mom done teach me from I was a youth. Lenea, you not feel want everybody to be your friend. My mother used to talk to me about that enough because I track a whole heap of people. And I always have enough friend. And my mother always teach me, Lenea, you mustn't be in no clique. That's why I can't stand cliques. I'm not into those stuff. That's why I'm connected to so many people. On my Facebook, right, I've got people from my acting world. I've got people from the poetry world. I've got people from the tarot world. I'm connected to so many people because I don't do cliques. And any spiritual leader whatever you think you are in this world, if you feel that you want to go and rub your hand and do your dirty filth to come and bring negativity onto me, I pray my ancestors smack you right now and forevermore. That's how I deal with you. I pray my ancestors over your head, make them deal with uno. Test me, and you're not gonna see what happen. Test me, don't make it happen again, you know. And let me show you that I'm not even lying. When my sister told me, let me drop my phone. Thanks, Fee. Fee just sent me a message of the live. Fee's like, yeah, I like that live. Yeah. Because I'm a big woman. Like, I gave birth when I was 18. Do you understand? On the hospital bed, everyone could say, I don't care what anyone's got to say. I don't business. And I'm going to read you the email because this is what I sent her an email. And this is me coming out of my thing because I'm like, hold on. If you know for a fact, yeah, and I know I've been given so many confirmation. This is not no speculation thing and it's not open for debate. And if you know for a fact that someone is out there uniting with their demons to essentially try to hurt you, what do? You send them a message and you say, hey, what? Me know we are doing now. Me know we are doing because me name Jamaican, right? You know, island people, we ain't got no behavior. And the other thing that I realized, this is an island thing, because one of the things that I realized is that in the islands, right, Obviously, I haven't been to all of the islands, but I've been to a lot of them, right? Generally, if someone doesn't like you, they don't feel no way to tell you, you know. No one in the islands, we don't have this thing of we need to all be each other's friend. Someone will say, me not like you, me not have no reason, my spirit not take you. That's it. It's done. And so it's okay. Like, it's acceptable. I want to look for the email. I want to read it to you because I'm going to show you lot how I deal with this stuff. I don't go around talking to demons to do negativity. Them same people, when you see someone end up in their life and everyone's there being ooh, ooh, and you don't even know what the person did. Done and dusted. We all long for that throat chakra. Yeah, clear out the throat chakra. And you know what? It's never my intention to come here and say anything dread. But you know what? If you don't want to step on me, make sure you can take it back. That me I tell you no. Make sure you can take it back. Because me no depend what you depend. Me no depend it. Me I look for the email. Because what I did, I can't remember which email my email are from. Hold on. But decided, so you know what? You see, if I know that you're doing magic on me, and I've just been praying, and I've just been doing my due, nah, I must talk to you about it. Seeing as you're an open enemy. So for those who don't know, for those who didn't hear this, I am here to talk about spiritual attack and open enemies. And I'm here to say, anyone that's attacking me, I'm going to call your name. You carry on. Carry on. Take this thing for. This is 2020. Take this. Yeah, exactly. Nice and Miss Brittany, take it. You don't have to say that. Listen to this. Greetings, Amenti. This was sent on the 9th. No, this doesn't make sense. That's not it. Right. This was sent on the 11th of... the 14th of November, after I heard from this sister, I thought about it and I said, yeah, I'm going to email her. Dear Amenti, there is nothing you have that I desire, and by equal merit, there is nothing I have that can be yours. Aren't you satisfied with your life? I know your destiny is great. Remember, I am not her enemy. Remember that. You need not look out of yourself any longer seeking to destroy folks that don't acknowledge you. Amenti, years ago you told me, much to my amusement, that you are the high priestess over all high priestesses on this earth. Stick a pin. Not even that, I'm not calling myself no high priestess. My name is Lenea. I'm a child of God. You see me? You see all of them things? No time for it. If this is the case, why don't you focus on that responsibility instead of me? Amenti, God loves you. Don't doubt him. Have faith in yourself. That's what I do, and it has served me well. Lastly, I want to thank you for all the lies and the evil deeds that have been carried out by yourself and consistently revealed to me. You taught me more about evil and who I am in contrast to evil than any book ever could. But I am not afraid of you, hence this email. I wish you healing, I wish you peace, and I wish you love in your life. May you be warmed by your gifts, and may you keep your focus there. All the best, Goddess. Or you can't go see it. You see it there? Just so you can say, I'm a mash up for on this, right? So basically, I started off by saying in my family, when there's some crap going on, I had to check it. There's some off people in my family. People doing all sorts of shit. If you just take it, you'd end up being a victim out here. I had to check a lot of people, you know. And so I'm not raising my daughter to come into the world, to be a woman, to think that she can't. So if I see this chick and no one can't tell me nothing, because that's when I realized, hold on, like I told my daughter today, when I saw that chick, I should have, because at the end of the day, you see, if you want to go to your imagine that, 2 black women as I'm going to try to destroy your life, destroy your relationship, and destroy your business, and destroy your child. How does it lead to that? How does it lead to that? How does it lead to that? I am a daughter of Chango. I beg or no. All my enemies, when they not try me, you know, remember I said, I'm a daughter of Chango and he will eat you up. And that's all I've got to say. So if you've got any feedback, hey Michelle, what's up? If you've got any feedback, You know, I was like, rah, should you even say this? You got an event coming up. I don't care. I don't care. No one else has come to my event. I don't business. I am not bought. I cannot be sold. Do you understand? I cannot be bought or sold. Not this. I was going to say something so slack. Nah. Was the water energy, was that water energy? It's just that I'm not anyone's enemy. I'll tell you one thing for sure. You would never want me as an enemy. You would never want me to be your enemy. And I haven't been created to be anyone's enemy. That's a waste of my resources. That's a waste of my life force. But if y'all want to decide that, you know what? That chick over there, I'm going to make it my life's mission to try and you know what the other thing is? I know for a fact that now I've put this video up, and during the week, more people are going to come and watch it, and people are going to get in contact with me, and they're going to say, you know what? She spoke to me too. I already know. Like, I don't know all the pockets of stories, but I do know, and that's why I've kept my head down. I do my little yoga classes, my drama toolkit. I'm no business with nobody. I'm not ask nobody for nothing. The most happened, my sister did, and it just mashed me up. You get me? So, yeah. That's what I had to say. That's what I had to say. And I also find that in England, people fake for my liking. And I prefer to just be straight up and say, you know what? I don't like you. Don't chat to me. Stay away from me, than to be there smiling up with people, the same people that you know you're working obia on. Wicked people. I'm not even joking. I don't know what you lot think I am. I don't know what impression I give, because I'm 100% black girl magic, but it ain't nothing bad. I am a beautiful child of the Most High. I don't have nothing to do with them things. I never grew up in church. I never grew up, I got obia man. I grew up with the Most High source, the ancestors, just the energy, just hearing, feeling, seeing, getting the dreams, doing what you're doing. I'm sickened to my gut. I'm sickened. So, thank you, Glorious. Not everyone can talk, but you know what it is? It's my ancestors, because if you lot ever knew who my grandparents were, specifically the men, you would never me. Basically, they don't cater for people. My people don't cater for, and that's why they've been on me. They're like, no, Lenea, you have to say something so that the next gal and the next boy and the next daughter well no say, when you try her, you know, the first thing she's going to do, she's going to come on the live. Yes, it's my thing. It's my platform. It doesn't belong to me, because I'm sure Facebook could take it away, but it's mine. And wherever I have a platform for, and a lot of, you know what, the next thing is, a lot of people have come to me. At the time, I wasn't doing readings. And that's another thing. When this was going on, I wasn't reading tarot. I think I'd bought a deck, but I was just like a baby, and which I still am. But basically, then when I started reading the tarot, I had at least 3 clients come to me who had been with her before and had some fucked up experiences. And that's when I realized, oh, this isn't even about me. You just fucked up. You just, let me tell you one story. I'm going to tell you this one story for sure, the level, in case you're wondering, how can she be upset? But imagine this, right? I have a sister that comes to me. Someone refers her to me because she's taking someone in her family to court her whole life. She was a Jehovah's Witness. It was very much like a... This girl comes to me. I start working with her. How am I working with her? I'm not reading tarot. I'm doing yoga. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't reading tarot at the time. So I start working with her and doing, you know, because she's experiencing trauma and she needs something to kind of help her. So one day we were in the park, and while she was talking to me, she touched me. And when she touched me and I look on my hand, she burned me. And I was really spiritually upset. I remember being very spiritually upset. I remember not really being clear, but I knew that there was something on her or something with her, and it literally burned my skin. And I kept on saying, so how did you burn? How did that happen? Right? So I didn't attempt to be something that I'm not. I thought to myself, who do I know that could deal with that sort of thing? And it was Amenti. And so I sent the young girl, you know, this girl's a young girl to us. She was like 21, 22. And we were both mothers with big children, right? So I sent her to Amenti. As she first come tell me what was going on, because When we go Singapore, New York, Jamaica, come back, 1 month pass, me don't know what go on. Me talk to my ancestors, them I say, yeah, talk to that girl there. Me talk to the thank you all so much for joining me. You know, it's been a while since I've been. Tell me something. Did Amenti tell you something about me? And she goes, oh no. You see how people lie on wicked? Oh no. Oh no. She would never say anything about you. If anything, she would defend you. So I'm thinking, if anything, she would defend me. Defend me against what? People think they're smart when they try to overtalk. I said, okay. I said, it's not adding up, because my ancestor said I must speak to you still, you know. And it's even my ancestor telling me, thing, if you don't come, I'll just think you're lying. That's how I am. So she said, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry you've been so upset. I'm so sorry that you're feeling this way. You know what? Let me take you out to dinner. And she took me to this restaurant in South Bank called Las Iguanas, right? Lord of God. So the whole time we there, Las Iguanas. No, Lenea. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I forget that everyone can't understand patois. I'm sorry. So the whole time we're at Las Iguanas, across from me on the wall, there's a iguana, which is like a chameleon, right? Like the painting of it. So we're there and we're talking and everything's nice and everything's fine and we're having a beautiful conversation, and it's, you know, I love sisters basically. So we had a beautiful sister conversation, and then the dessert came, right? You know how black people can't hold sugar. So when the dessert come, some coconut, I don't know what, but when the dessert come now, it was so sweet. I remember being like, whoa. And then I kept on seeing the iguana on the wall. It's a painting, right? And then the sister said to me, you know what, Lenea? And I said, what? I've got to tell you something. I said, is it? What have you got to tell me? She said, you know what? I'm so sorry. I lied. Really? What did you lie about? What? What did you lie about? She said, Amenti was talking about you. In fact, I was supposed to be doing yoga teacher training with you, but the reason I cancelled with you lot is because Amenti told me not to do it with you and that she could train me. And I was like, but Amenti's not a yoga teacher. How's she going to train you? Like, I was like, what? You don't teach yoga. What? We're going to train the person with. Then she said, Amenti's been saying a lot about you. I was my partner at the time. Amenti's been saying a lot. And she told me a lot of stuff that I can't even say here. I just realized it's too much. She told me some bad stuff. She told me some bad stuff. But one of the things that she told me that I do want to mention is this, which is what angered me. So I sent my client with it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to send you clients and you give me a referral fee. No, she's like, hey, go to that person because I'm a Leo and I'm stupid. Come with us too kind. Where other people will be like, let's set up a referral system from one therapist to the other. You get me? So anyway, the girl tell me, say, she went to Amenti, and this live is the only time I'm going to say her name because usually if I'm talking about her, I call her that one. I don't even know what, I call her, I don't know where she get that name because she's not Amenti. May I tell you that for free? She said that she came to the house to get a cleansing or some work that she needed done. Now, bear in mind, I had never worked with Amenti, you know, so even though I had sent her, I didn't know about her thing. I didn't know about her reading. She wasn't reading for me. I wasn't her client. We were friends, right? So my client went to her, and then when she came in the house, Amenti was like, no, your energy is too heavy. Now this is going to cost £200 more than whatever I originally charged you. So she must have charged the girl £100. No, it's going to cost £200. And then she said, oh, I never knew it was going to be so much bad energy. And in order for me to clean my house properly after you leave, it's going to take me 5 days. What tradition is that? Anyway, so I'm going to have to charge you £200. So my client, a 21-year-old girl, then tripled the money and paid her the money. So the next time that she went there, Amenti said to her, you need a talisman. This is the only thing I'm going to say. You need a talisman. It comes from Israel. It cost £300 or £500. And it was then that I thought, talisman, Israel, whoa, I've dreamt this. Like, it was like, that was for me to know this girl is lying, so you can't even trust her because she was lying to you anyway, yeah? But once she mentioned that, I was like, hold on, I dreamt that, because what happened was when I came back to England and I wasn't hearing from her, I was getting bare messed up dreams. That's why I was even afraid at night sometime to go to sleep. Come here, I said, why? Me no make us at this time, you know? You get me? So it turned out that Amenti was trying to extort my client, and because my client was an abused woman, I never liked that. I never like it. I thought it was dishonorable, and that's why if you check all of my posts, yeah, from 2014 reach, I stopped endorsing people. I was afraid. I was like, if I send my client to someone and they get abused, doesn't that mean that I'm responsible? I felt spiritually responsible for, you know, even though I'm a yoga teacher, like, but it's still like I sent her there, and I went through a lot of grief over that, actually. Even saying it makes me tearful, because that girl was unstable because she was traumatized, and she didn't deserve for a black woman to try and exploit her when black men had been up already. You know, patriarchy is a real thing, so we don't need the sisters now. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, to add on to this. So that's what happened. And that's the only client thing that I want to talk about. But there are 4 serious stories. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's the only one that I want to mention, because basically it's done and dusted. It's gone. I'm sure Amenti will watch this. And so I want to ask you, Amenti, back off. I don't know why. I don't know what you feel, Amenti. What are you gaining from attacking me? Is it that you want me to be incapable of providing for my daughter? How is that going to help you? Do you think, Amenti, that if I become a failure, that your life is going to be more successful? I guarantee you it's not, because you know why? Me and you have got nothing in common. And let me tell you another thing. Everyone, hear what I'm saying. I'm not in a league with nobody. I do not compete with people. As you can see, I'm very creative. My creative gifts are competing with each other. My singing is like, I want to sing, you get me? The poet is like, no, poems. The yogi is like, come on, show them how to stretch. My creativity competes with itself. I do not compete. I'm not. What does competition mean? It means that one day I'm going to lose. I have no intention of ever losing. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I have like different pockets, because I have a few. Basically, no one does everything I do, but I have people who do 1 or 2 things. So I'll have like some people who are tarot readers, me and them as brethren. Some people who's yogis, you get me? And it's really nice. Some people who are musicians, me and them as brethren. Some people, like, I've got so many creative friends and peers, but I don't see myself as in competition, because my just like this, and you don't have your own unique, and as unique as your work is, and that's how I feel. Let me see what you are saying. Trauma has become a Lord of God. Trauma. That's why sometimes I just stop posting. I genuinely have never, like, as a professional, just like gone out of my way to hurt someone, and I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I know that. So when people do these things and attack people, try and reduce people's life forces, send duppies to them, doing them, whatever you've been doing, my God is bigger than all of that. And I am not afraid. And I ask anyone who feels as if you're being attacked. Generally, the rule around spiritual attack is, unless you're a very paranoid person, once you think you're being attacked, you usually are. Because it's not the first thing to come into someone's mind. When you find sometimes you're getting up, you can't get things done, you don't have no energy, you get me? That is usually a symptom of something that some dirty, nasty has done, because I can't condone that. I can't condone that. If you're doing stuff like that, you need to be slowly eased out of the game. I'm sorry. You can't tap that. How dare you? How dare you? And think that I was going to hold it as secret for 5+ years. And then you made the big mistake, Amenti, to come bring it up into 2019 after I left the country, left you, basically. I left you. I can't, because I thought, you're unkind to me. You guys, I feel like they're a group of women who's saying greetings because you're coming up as me. So you need to like go back. That's probably one of the partners. You got to go back and click it so it comes up as you, because I don't know if that's Tabatap, SHAV, Seeker. I don't know who that is, right? Could be even Nefernika. So ultimately, you don't see me coming online begging no one nothing. And I'm genuinely just trying to be an inspiration and a channel of goodness and balance. But what I'm not doing is trying to hurt people. And so, you know, if you with me and I start fighting, can't say me never warn you. Because I tell you this, anybody who does it this decade, and I know people will. Because you know what? People who ain't doing it don't have enemies. That's one thing I learned through Ifa. Ifa helped me to understand what this was, because I had a very naive mindset for someone who's not, but I did. I'm like, inner child, we're all friends. And I was told, Lenea, if you weren't doing anything, you wouldn't have any enemies. If you weren't getting up every day and trying to manifest some good, you wouldn't have any enemies. And if you were doing evil, your enemies would be good people. So what does that tell you about who that person is? And I want to say, I'm not saying this is not a professional knock. I don't care about anyone. I don't care about your business, Amenti. I don't care about your clients. That's your life. Do your thing. This is a personal thing. This is about me and you having the audacity to do spiritual magic on me instead of blessing me with prayer. And from you can use your life force to do that. Be prepared. When my ancestors you up for trying to my daughter. And I'm sorry, I know it's not the most demure, feminine, but you know what? Do you see anyone behind me fighting for me? Do you see anyone there? As a physical human being, it's just me. And so I'm going to get up. And my daughter, like all of you lot's children, is the light of my life. Something's going to happen. All right. So moving on from that, I don't think I should draw any cards with this energy. I'm so glad I said that. Literally, this. Don't think that I just came here spontaneously and did this. Yes, I decided today, but it's because I'm being obedient. I didn't want to do anything like this. I didn't even want to highlight any energy around something like this in relation to me. Because them people, they're doing some dark, dirty stuff that you would never believe. But you lot sitting down beside them acting like there's some good people. And that's why I say, from I get up this morning, I say birds of a feather flock together. Water will always find its own level. And me no beg friend. Me no beg friend. Me no beg friend from nobody. Oh, thanks. Yeah, isn't it, sis? It is all feminine. It is all feminine. I've got this song. I can't wait to share it with you. It's literally about a warrior goddess. And it's like, yeah, that masculine aspect, that aspect that people feel is masculine is an aspect of womanhood that women need to protect themselves as well. Bless up, Erin. Thank you. It's such a relief to talk it. Thanks, Bex. I really appreciate that. I was sorry as well. When I knew it was a serious thing, it was when my mentor, who is Julian Hall, by the way, who I haven't spoken to this year, but he was like, you know that thing that lady did to you? And I was like, he goes, it's affected you. It's made you afraid. I was like, what? Me? But remember, you know, Leo is confidence and fear. It's like a lot of confidence, but also a lot of insecurity. It's the same energy, right? So I realized, yeah, I had gone into fear and I had stopped. That's why no one hadn't seen me for years. I was like, I ain't leaving my yard to come out and throw opera on me. But now, like, especially when I started to come live and do the work, do the readings, I was connected with so many women around the world, and you lot were actually so kind to me and so loving to me. It has helped to heal that trauma that's like someone you're looking at as like a bestie, you know, trying to your man, trying to teeth your business, trying to corrupt your clients. There's all manners of madness. But anyway, don't reach for them now sleep. See me? Michelle said, this is a disgrace. I don't know why anyone would spend so much money for others to do works when they could spend. I don't think she was spending money. I think she was doing it herself. But she must have been buying products or whatever to do it. really causes me pain when I hear of people's pain and trauma. And trust me, I went through years of hell through one woman, but no one higher than Creator good will conquer evil. Good over evil, 100%. Good over evil. And that's why when I start playing my dance one, using that, remember that dance one is aggressive. Dun, 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 dun. And when that, and it, yeah, it move. It's literally like, for me, it's a music that moves. Oh, it was you. What's that, Tabata? Blessings. Hey, Tabata's coming from Germany to I Love My Room. I Love My Room is happening in 2 weeks, you know. So if you haven't booked your ticket, and I know who hasn't booked their ticket, please book your ticket. Please come. I won't be in the country much longer after that. It will be a great opportunity to, you know, have our goddess fest. And obviously we're going to go to the Ethiopian, I think it's an Eritrean restaurant after, in King's Cross. I actually feel better. You see how I'm skinning my teeth now? Oh my God. Yeah, I had to say that. I had to. Yeah, thanks. My ancestors, look, I feel better. Thank you. Anybody who never like what I have to say, but don't give a backside. If you don't like it, you can unfollow me, block me, dash me away. But I love that, basically. And shout out to the DJ Spice, because it's when I watch Spice and I'm like, something happened to you when you came to England. That's how I living in this place that I call I, this world that I call mine. My world is so precious, it's so sacred. Anybody try to infiltrate gets erased and replaced with beautiful vibration, healing and peace. You offer me sufferation, you offer me self-degradation. You want to replace my peace with confusion. Want me not to love myself. You thrive when I'm deluded. You offer me self-destruction. You give me poisons and the instructions. You give me false images to distort my vision. It's like a death on a mission to destroy my vibration. Surround me with foes, but my ancestors, they see, they know. Living in this place that I call I, this world that I call mine, I decline your offer. Living in this place that I call I, this world that I call mine, I decline your offer. 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 Everything that you come and to offer to me, living in this place that I call I, this world that I call mine, I decline your offer. Living in this place that I call I, this world that I call mine, I decline your offer. Your offer. Your offer. Your offer. Your offer. Your offer.
mine.